Stunning winter garden transformation, evergreen focal points plus luxury aerial reveal. How is your day going? Warm enough wherever you're watching from? In this cinematic bird's eye tour, the garden becomes a living composition. Bold evergreens, crisp lines, and winter light that makes every shadow feel intentional. Stay to the end to learn how designers build year-round structure when flowers disappear, and how to turn a dull winter yard into a calm, elegant landscape. If this inspires you, support the Enjoyable Garden channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. Winter garden transformation aerial establishing shot with evergreen focal points. From above, winter tells the truth, what's designed and what's accidental. Watch the property settle into a clear spine, one bold evergreen anchor supporting plant masses and negative space that lets the eye rest. Notice how the beds read like brushstrokes and how the paths create direction without shouting. This chapter sets the visual language you'll use in any climate. Structure first, decoration second. Keep this layout in mind. Every next step will reinforce it. Winter garden transformation, reading the site for evergreen focal points. Winter design begins with listening. Where does water sit? Where does wind cut? Where does sun skim the ground at 4 p.m.? From this bird's eye view, you can see microclimates as shapes, damp corners, exposed edges, sheltered pockets near walls. Mark these zones and assign roles. Evergreen backbone, seasonal texture, and open calm. When you design by zones, the garden stops fighting winter and starts using it. Frost becomes sparkle, shadows become pattern, and empty space becomes elegance. Winter garden transformation, building the evergreen framework. Here's the secret. Winter gardens aren't missing color, they're missing structure. Build an evergreen framework like a skeleton under a coat, tall anchors, mid-level masses, and low edging that holds the lines. This four-season structure approach is widely recommended in recent landscape trend guidance for 2026. From above, the framework reads instantly. The garden looks designed even on the coldest day. Once the evergreen bones are right, everything else, seasonal accents, containers, lighting, becomes optional, not necessary. Winter garden transformation, designing evergreen focal point geometry. A focal point isn't just a pretty plant, it's a visual decision that ends the eye's journey. From this elevated angle, place your strongest evergreen where paths converge, where bed curves resolve, or where a view from the house naturally lands. Think in geometry. Triangles lead, circles calm, diagonals energize. Make one statement, then support it, never compete with it. When the focal point is clear, the entire winter garden feels intentional, even if the palette stays restrained and quiet. Winter garden transformation, creating texture contrast with evergreens. Color fades in winter, but texture gets louder. Combine needle-like evergreens with broadleaf forms and place them against smooth gravel, matte stone, and dark mulch to make every silhouette pop. From above, texture becomes pattern, fine, medium, bold, like fabrics in a winter wardrobe. If you want a luxe look, keep the palette controlled. Deep greens, charcoal, soft gray, and the silver of frost. The result is quiet, but never boring, minimal, but never empty. Winter garden transformation, strengthening hardscape lines in winter. Winter is when hardscape becomes the headline. Sharpen your bed edges, refine the path width, and choose one material language, stone plus gravel or stone plus dark mulch, so the layout reads clean from above. Think of hardscape as the frame around your evergreen artwork. A narrow path feels nervous. A confident path feels calm. Let curves be deliberate, not wiggly. When the ground plane is tidy, your evergreen focal points look more expensive, more designed, and dramatically easier to film in 4K aerial. Winter garden transformation, designing aerial sightlines and flow, now designed for the camera because the drone is your second audience. Create a clear flow, entry, reveal, focal point, pause, and exit. From above, a path should guide the eye like a melody, a gentle curve toward an evergreen anchor, then a quieter zone, then another moment of interest. Use repeated shapes to keep continuity between shots. This is where your before and after becomes undeniable, because the aerial composition feels organized, not random, and the garden reads as one story. Winter garden transformation, winter lighting and shadow choreography. In winter, sunlight is low, and that's a gift. Let shadows become design elements, long, elegant, and graphic. Position evergreens where they cast pleasing shapes across lawn panels or gravel. If you add lights, keep them subtle, warm pools that graze stone edges, not harsh beams. The goal is atmosphere, not a showroom. When the light is right, even a simple evergreen framework looks cinematic, and your aerial footage feels like a quiet film scene, calm, refined, and unforgettable. Winter garden transformation adding a calm water or ice moment. A winter focal point doesn't have to be a plant. A shallow basin, a dark stone tray, or a still reflective surface can become the quiet heart of the garden, especially when thin ice forms like glass. Place it where it catches sky light, but keep the surrounding planting simple so the reflection stays clean. From above, this becomes a cinematic pause in your landscape story, evergreens framing a calm center. It's the kind of detail viewers remember and rewatch because it feels serene. Winter garden transformation container accents for evergreen focal points. Containers are winter's fast upgrade if they're disciplined. Choose one shape family, one material look, and one evergreen ingredient, tight conifer forms, clipped evergreens, or structured branches. Place containers at thresholds, entry corners, path landings, or the start of a curve so they act like punctuation marks. From above, they become crisp dots of intention that guide the eye. Keep the surrounding ground plane clean, and the result feels premium. Quiet design, strong structure, and a garden that looks finished all season. Winter garden transformation, pruning for sculptural evergreen focal points. Pruning is winter's quiet luxury tool. Clean up the lower skirts of conifers, refine the silhouettes of shrubs, and remove anything that interrupts the line of the bed. Think sculpture, not hedge. In aerial view, even small irregularities become visible, so the goal is calm geometry. One crisp topiary-like shape can outperform 10 messy shrubs. When the pruning is right, the garden reads as deliberate art. Shadow, form, and negative space working together like a minimal composition without feeling empty. Winter Garden Transformation Winter Color Palette with Evergreens. Winter color isn't about bright blooms, it's about controlled contrast. Use deep evergreen as your base, then layer charcoal stone, soft gray gravel, and the pale whites of frost. Add tiny accents only if they serve the composition. A subtle bronze branch, a muted berry tone, a warm light glow. From above, these colors form a graphic map, clean, calm, and upscale. A restrained palette also helps YouTube viewers understand the transformation instantly, because the design language looks consistent across every frame. Simple winter garden transformation maintenance for evergreens. A beautiful winter garden stays beautiful because it's maintained like a studio set. Keep bed edges crisp, remove wind-blown debris, and refresh mulch where it looks thin. Check evergreens after heavy weather. Upright forms can shift, and symmetry can collapse if you ignore it. Maintenance is not glamorous, but it's what makes the aerial view look expensive. A tidy ground plane amplifies every focal point. The payoff is huge. You can film again next week, next month, next year, with the same garden still reading designed. Winter Garden Transformation, 4K aerial filming and story pacing. To maximize watch time, film like a story. Wide establishing, slow reveal, hero focal point, then details, then the final overhead map. This pacing aligns with what viewers expect from modern YouTube storytelling and discovery systems that reward strong engagement. Keep movement steady, avoid sudden spins, and let the garden's geometry do the work. Every chapter should answer a promise. Here's how winter can look elegant. When your visuals are calm and your design is structured, the video feels expensive, even if the garden is modest. Winter Garden Transformation Final Reveal of Evergreen Focal Points. Now the garden reads like a finished painting. Evergreen anchors holding the composition, clean hardscape lines framing the ground plane, and winter light tracing every edge. From the bird's eye view, the transformation is undeniable. Less clutter, more intention. Notice how the eye moves. Entry to path, path to focal point to calm negative space. That is the real upgrade. Winter no longer looks empty, it looks curated. And the best part, this structure will still work in spring, summer, and fall because it's designed. Thank you for watching this 4K aerial winter garden transformation, semoga Bermanfacht and inspiring for your own landscape. If you want more cinematic garden design breakdowns, leave a comment with your climate zone and the biggest winter challenge in your yard. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who loves landscaping, and subscribe to support the channel. Your support helps the next transformation happen sooner. Until the next flight above the garden, stay warm and keep designing with intention.